Hatian yun ako.
Oo, miss.
Okay.
Oo, miss. Okay na,
Mr.
miss.
Calago, will you please lead the prayer? We'll start.
Dalamas sa kaon mo ko.
Ha?
Lalaki ka kaon pa ko.
Abo ka namin, Gid. Di kami pa ma-adjust.
Sige na, miss.
Sige.
Lord, thank you sa tanan nga imigatan sa amin, Lord, sa mga blessings. Biskan pandemic subong, Lord, ginatag mo, ginaprotektahan mo tanan, Lord. Tani, gaan mo kami, i-guide mo kami sa amin nga klase subong, Lord, na may matunan kami kag na sulod sa amin ulo, kag hindi namin dahil malipatan, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Marami isang prayer ni Mr. Calago. May masulod sa ulo kaya hindi malipatan, kabay pa. Amen. Okay, so to start with, di ba, I gave you a quiz. Sa mga wala ko na sim, pasensya lang, Gabe, kay when I check the quizzes of your other classmates, nakita ko nga the same naman wala Japan ng inyong mga sala. So, hambal ko, na lang, i-discuss ko na lang sa inyo sa aton nga klase subong. Okay, so for question 1, will you please read question 1? Ms. Barcemo, can you please read question 1 for our quiz? Wala ka copy? Okay, so for question 1, di ba I asked you to give me an example of correlational study, right?
Oo, miss.
Okay, so
Yes,
for
give an example of a
correlational
correlational
study, so may-ari di, the relationship between stores location and monthly income of grocery stores operating within Kabangkalan City. So that's right. Kung kasi sino man ay wala ni Guro subong wala ni siya subong naka-join sa aton. So that's correct. So that is for correlational study. And then for variables, independent variable, stores location, independent variable is monthly income. Okay, that's correct. So again, stores location, ang independent variable, and then dependent variable is monthly income because the monthly income depends on the location of the store. Wala di sa subong ang ginabasa ko ng example, iyan isang classmate nyo. And then population or respondents of the study, grocery stores that are operating within Kabangkalan City. So it should be specific. Hindi man grocery store, so siguro it's the owner of the grocery store ang iyang i-respondent. Okay. And then for the possible inferential questions, so when we say possible inferential questions, those are questions that starts with, is there a significant ? So if we are into a comparative research, so we can use the term significant difference. Is there a significant difference? Dali lang. Let me share my screen. Whiteboard na tadanay. Can you now see my screen, class?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay. So when we say inferential question, is there a significant difference? Significant difference, this is for comparative research. And then if we are talking about correlational research, we can use, is there a significant relationship? Okay, so in this case, sa ginabasa ko subong, is there a significant relationship between between the store's location and store's location and the monthly income. So monthly income na siya Japanese ng store. Okay, so amo na siya ang examples ng inferential question. So who do you think among you has this kind of question on your inferential questions for question number 6? Sino sa inyo? Mabatian niyo ko?
Okay. Yes, miss.
Mabatian niyo lang ko?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oo, miss.
So who among you do you think has this kind of question on your inferential questions sa quiz?
Ako, miss.
Oh, very good. Sa mga nakakuha sini. Pero ang iba hindi. May ara nga, may mga questions that starts with what is, what are. Okay, so those are possible questions. Actually, those are possible questions for your statement of the problem. But I was asking for the inferential questions. So, and then, if you have inferential questions, dapat may ara maka na hypothesis.
Utod-utod, miss.
Okay na? Okay na?
Okay na, miss. Okay
Okay.
lang man sa akin.
Okay, so are
Okay
we
na,
clear?
miss.
Are we clear with your quiz? So far, amo laman na siya nga ako na corrections. The rest, do okay naman. So for those nga, for example, for question 1, no, dapat ang ihatag is the study. Example of the study. So for example, amo to relationship of store's location to the monthly income of the store. So amo na siya ang example. Ano galing question 2 ta? So identify the variables, di ba? Identify the independent and the dependent variable. Okay, so for the example here, may ginabasa ko. Let me share my screen again. Okay. So ang iya di nga example is for independent variable niya is store's location, and for the dependent variable, yung dependent variable is the monthly income of the store. Okay. So ang ari gani ang ginabasa ko nang amo ni siyang pinaka kumbaga ang study bala nga which is somehow related to your course. 'Di ba? Ang iba di may ara man di nga mga academic performance to the mode of learning nga ginagamit. So ang iyan nga ginhatagan is more appropriate to your course. Ang iba nagagawa-guwa, kalain di man guro sa sa buong kay gaulan. Are we clear with this? Are we clear with this, class?
Yes,
For
Miss.
question 1 and
Yes,
question
Miss.
2. Okay. Now, for the population, for the letter C question, so population or respondents of the study. Okay, so ang iya di nga population or respondent of the study nga di are the grocery stores that are operating within Kabangkalan. Okay, so ang iya ni guro nga kasabton or ang iya nga tagaan sa nga survey questionnaire are the owners or the manager of the store within Kabangkalan City. So it's correct because dapat when you are to choose your population, you must be specific. So gin-specify niya din nga ang iya nga mga respondents are only those stores operating within Kabangkalan City. Okay, are we clear with letter C? For the respondents
Miss.
of the study, okay. And for letter D, possible inferential questions, sa mo siya kanina ang mention ko. It should starts with either is there a significant difference or is there a significant relationship, depending on the type of study nga gina pursue. Okay?
Miss, kung anong, sa is there significant difference, ano nga types ng study ang ginagamit?
And so, is there significant difference? Comparative study na siya. Di ba kung sa significant relationship, ya ang correlation, correlation. Kumbaga, ang relationship nila, maghambal ka naman yung significant difference, ang ila naman yung ni ganiho, ang kinalain nila nga duwa. Kinalain sa duwa yung ka-variable. Ang significant difference, di ba, there is a relationship, for example, store's location and monthly income, di ba? Store's location, wait lang. Oops. Store's location and monthly income. So, mag-significant difference ka naman niya. For example, is there a significant difference on the academic performance of the student when grouped according to their gender? So, meaning, ang significant difference sa academic performance sang male kag sang female. Nagets niyo?
Okay, Miss.
Nagets niyo? Okay, for the significant difference, for example, is there a significant difference on the academic performance? For example, of the BS Accountancy, 3 students when grouped according to their gender. Yes. So, amo na siya sa difference. So, kung may kinalain lang sa academic performance, team nyo or BSA Accountancy 3, kung i-group ka mo according sa inyong gender. So, kung may kinalain academic performance sang male kag sang female. Nagets nyo?
yes, miss.
Ha? Oo, sure. Ang iba niya,
Sala ko da, miss, akon.
ha? Sala?
Sala ko da.
Okay, don't worry. I will not grade your quizzes yet. Pero ipaliwaton ta kamo ha. I will give you the chance to look for another study and then i-answeran niyo liwat ang inyong quiz. Also, 'di ba may upload ko nga videos that is for the navigation of SPSS. Nakita niyo to?
So,
Nakita niyo to ang upload ko nga video?
Yes, Miss.
Oo. So, ano to siya, amo to siya ang first step. 'Di ba? Mag-import ka pa lang. So, I will be uploading other videos pa. And then, on your module 4, sa module 4 na lang i-upload. So, before we ano guro, before we end our term, I mean, before we end our term for the final, I will let you make a recording or a video recording of yourself navigating SPSS. So wala pa makamos ng SPSS, anyways, mag-ano pa man na, mag-final, sa finals nyo na, and that will be your requirement. Okay?
Miss study, bila mas dapat related sa aming course.
Para sa ginimo mo sa kagabi, miss, atong sa YouTube.
Oo, pero part lang to siya. Oo, ano to siya. Maamo ka mo to, ma-video recording, pero ano pa lang to siya, start pa lang to siya. So you will be navigating from importing data up until computation of your data. Ha?
Importing.
Okay, so let's continue with the discussion. Do you have your modules with you?
Ready, miss?
Okay, gintunaan nyo man ha? Gintunaan nyo man yung module, wala ay.
Dito na, kaso.
Pakadlaw ka lang ni Gail na daan. Wala
Miss,
ay,
go to the utod.
Dotod. Okay na.
Dito,
Base sa
hindi kayo,
signal.
no?
Okay, do you have your modules with you guys? Okay, can you see my screen?
Oo, miss.
Okay, can you see my
Yes, miss.
screen?
Ako lang, miss.
Oo, miss.
Okay. Now, we are in collection, organization, and presentation of data. As we discussed last time, di ba, we defined statistics in singular form as a science which deals with the collection of data, organization or tabulation, and then we have generalization, and then interpretation and presentation of data. Okay. So now we will be discussing how to collect data. So we will focus on collection of data. Okay? Pwede man na rin na lang kamo sa screen, oh. Ginano ko man, share ko man akong screen. Okay, so for data collection, we have sampling designs. So kung mag-collect ng data, may mga sampling designs na nga pwede magamit depending on the type of respondents na ginpili ta, or depending on the study man itself. Okay, we have sampling designs. These are methods by which a representative sample can be chosen from a population. Okay, so as we discussed last time, we defined sample as a subset of a population. So that means sample is only a part of a population, considering that the sample must also possess the characteristics of your population, di ba? So in order to draw our samples, so we have sampling designs nga pwede ta gamiton. Okay, so these are the 4 sampling designs that are commonly used. We have simple random sampling. Do you have any idea of how simple random sampling is being done? Okay, for simple random sampling, the example of putting all students' names and thoroughly mixing these names before drawing each name represents a simple random sampling. Okay. So example is a fishbowl sampling. Do you know what fishbowl sampling is? Okay. So when we say fishbowl sampling, inabalang isulat mo ang mga ngalan sa papel, sulat mo tanan nga ngalan sang population mo, and then you will put those names is inside a fishbowl. Ito sulodlanan na bala sang sang isda nga gamay nan ibutang mo da ang tanan nga ngalan, and all you need to do is pick names sang gusto mo nga mga samples. Sa mga parts ng imong samples. Ano ka lang ng pili-pili ka lang, so that is simple random sampling. Nagets nyo kung paano mag-conduct sang sampling using simple random?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
Miss.
let's
The raffle.
proceed. Oo, the raffle siya. Sakto na siya, the raffle na siya. Now we have systematic sampling. So for the systematic sampling in the sampling design, every case, unit, or item is selected from a population until the sample size is reached. Okay, so paano tahimuon ang case, ang systematic sampling? For example, ariyo i-show ko sa inyo. Let me share my screen naman, ari. Magamit agad ng whiteboard. Okay, so for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, example, we have 10 respondents sa population nyo. Now, for the systematic sampling, for example, gusto nyo yung ang ika-second nga name, amo na siya ang mangin parts ng inyong population, sa inyong sample. So, ang inyong mangin parts ng inyong sample is number 2, or respondent number 2, respondent number 4, respondent number 6, and respondent 8, and respondent 10. Nagets nyo? May may sistema sa pag-pick.
May interval,
Oo,
Miss.
yes. Depende sa inyo. For
Alin, hindi
example,
tanan mapili. Miss?
oo, pero dapat ang bala nga interval is the same. For example, pwede nga kamo pili. For example, gusto niyo ang akon nga i-pick nga mangin parts ng akon sample, ang ika-fifth, ang every fifth nga respondent, amo na siya. Gets nyo? Basta may interval siya.
Yes, Miss.
Miss.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Okay. Hala, manugano na tama internet taliwat kay matapos natin time.
9 minutes na lang.
Gani.
Okay lang. Okay, Miss.
Sige. Okay, so, nag-gets nyo kung paano himuon ang systematic na sampling?
Oh, yes, Miss.
Miss.
Okay, very good. Ihulatuto na lang yung guratong time ay. Kaya pa sa inyong load?
Kaya pa man, Miss.
Kaya pa man, Miss.
Mabalaan
Kaya
na
pa,
lang.
Miss.
Mabalaan na lang
Signal.
nakalimutan
Miss.
na eh.
Ang signal, Miss.
Ang signal lang
Caroline,
game.
Miss. Ano na sila, Miss?
Okay, so tapusin tayo ng sampling techniques. Okay, for the third sampling design yung pwede gamitin, we have stratified sampling. So in this sampling, the entire population is divided into several groups called strata. And a subsample is selected from each group. All subsample are then combined to form a sample. The sampling design is used when a population is not homogeneous. Stratified sampling could be either proportionate or disproportionate depending on the number of units from each group. Okay, do you have any idea kung ano na siya ang stratified sampling? Uy, naguhulat na lagi ka pala sa oras ka matapos. Okay, for the stratified sampling, for example, pwede nyo na siya, for example, based sa mga, your respondents are senior high school students of Fellowship Baptist College. So, for example, ang fellowship has 1,000 na senior high school students. So, damo-damo na siya para sa mga research. So, in order to reduce your effort, your time, and money, di ba? So, ma-sampling ta. And then, we are going to use the stratified sampling. So ang senior high school may mga strands na sila. So pwede na nga ang ilang strands amo na ang inyong strata. So for example, may STEM, UMS, ABM and TechBook. For example, may 4 strands lang sila. So you have 4 strata. Okay, so from 4 strata nga ina, let's say let's say 5 na lang. UMS, TechBook, STEM, kag ano pa gani? ICT?
ABM ka
ABM.
gas.
Kaganong isa gani?
Gas.
Okay,
Gas.
gas. Okay, so let's say may 5 ka nakastrata. That is for your 5 strands sa senior high school. From that 5 strands, di 1,000 siya may kabilo. 1,000 tanan ka students. So let's say each strata may ara siya sang 200, sakto, 200 students. So from that 200, ang 200 students na kapag makuha kapag let's say 50 lang. Kay para ang imong samples mangin na lang siya tanan 250. So from 1,000 mahimo na lang siya 250. So from each strata or from each stratum, you will just get 50 respondents. Nagets niyo? Kung paano siya imuon?
Yes, miss.
Boss,
Oo,
sige
miss.
dong bala kapisan gid bala kay si Gail gid mo kapisan gid bala kay Gail mag yes miss na nawon tabi karon be kay dugangan kung quiz
Miss,
bala.
luwat kay gutod ka.
Okay, again.
Miss una, wala pa man ko ta si Gail.
Ha?
Dotod,
Ay, sino to?
Kasi, hindi mabatian mo tingog, miss.
Aba, tinga nga yes
Miss,
yes kada.
dotod din.
Okay, nabase sa signal niyo lang. Kada okay, di ako yung signal.
Gayas lang
Sige
ko.
lang
Gani,
yes.
miss.
Miss, taon lang na naman may isang video.
Oo.
Ayot
Pero
ka.
kapisan bala kay Gail mag yes.
Dotod
Nanamunta sa
miss.
nanamunta sa quiz niya be.
Miss una, pa man ko ta, miss si Gail, miss kay Kabalo, nasa tanan, miss.
Sige, Miguel, can you please explain how a stratified sampling is being done?
Miss, hindi mabatian mo tingog, miss.
Hinugay ka da. Kay hamban mo bala, yes. Pag pamakot na, kung naintindihan, yes na yun.
Dotod, da kami mo tingog.
Miss, lapi ka, miss.
Well, gaya, ang ilang mga diskarte mo bala nakita ko na sa Facebook. Gal, will you
Yan
please
ang-
explain how a stratified sampling is being done?
Amo to hambay mo ginamis na, for example, sa kagrupo, bala, miss.
Oo,
For
sige,
example,
sige.
ABM, na sa mga strand, pili ka lang, 15 kabilog per strand. Amo na, miss. Amo na naintindihan.
Kita mo lang, Gabe. Sakto ba na? Sakto ba na, class? Ang explanation ni Gail. Kanami-nami, ba sa inyo bala?
Hindi na naon kay Gail.
Ay, no ka imposible. Bala Gail nga ang imo da nga signal magutod-utod.
Choppy ka kisa, miss.
Choppy. Diskarte mo ginabala, no gaya ko yan.
Screenshot ko, miss, ha? Send ko ang picture sa sa GC.
Okay. So, do you now understand how a stratified sampling is being done? Or gusto nyo i-ano ko? Ariyo, gamitan na naman liwat sa whiteboard During-duringan, tagin. Ay. Okay. So for stratified sampling, example, you have your ABM strand, ano pa gani? STEM. And also we have TechVoc, gas, kag UMS. So as I've said, example, we have 1,000 na 1,000 na estudyante sa senior high. Tanan na siya nga strand. And let's say each strand, ABM, example, ABM has 200 students. Dayon, STEM has 200 man ka STEM. We also have 200 TechBox students. And then we have 200 gas, and then we have 200 for Humes. Diba? Now, ang himuon ta is makuha lang ta 50 sa ABM, 50 sa STEM, 50 sa TechVoc, 50 sa gas, at 50 sa Humes. So that is a total of 250 respondents. So from 1,000, ang inyong respondents, ma-50 na lang. But, for example, hindi siya bala even, bala ang pag-distribute sa students each strand. Let's say, for example, ABM has 150, ABM has 150 students. Wala na time. Enter na taliwat. Dali lang yun ha, kay ma-enter na lang taliwat yung wala na time.